everyone, welcome to this very special segment of player analysis where we will talk about a particular player who in recent times we expect has finally got back to his original form, which all of us are used to seeing. I, your host Damini Basu, take this opportunity to host our very own Joydeep Mukherjee. Thank you so much, Joyda, for joining us. Joyda, the player we are referring to here is Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is somebody we are, so used to seeing, smashing records, creating records, being the best form of himself. In recent times, he was going through a very lean patch for a very long time, but finally, this Asia Cup, India had a bad outing, but he stood out.
Absolutely. See, Virat Kohli will be someone who will be considered one of the greatest to have played the game. When he finishes. Even if he doesn't play any more cricket after what he has done, he's already in the league. Okay, that's one. Let's put that aside. Secondly, his form has been up and down, but when you play that long for the country, it's bound to happen. It's happened to all the greats of every country. If you talk about the biggest names and if you scrutinize their careers, you'll find a lull. We didn't play as much cricket then, so sometimes the lull was not on your face because you wouldn't see them playing matches, but you would go and see them playing first class cricket, not doing well, playing list A cricket, not doing that well. But form is not at your beck and call. So, for me, what I saw in the last innings, albeit it wasn't an inconsequential game, but form is not something that you can say, I don't want an inconsequential game, may I please have it tomorrow because it's a very important game. It doesn't work like that. But when it comes back, you just feel it coming back. It's a feeling. It's a groove thing. It's not something which you can just, implement or, just, I don't know, explain it. I've been out of form, I've been back in form, so I know. But the important part is that in the last innings, he has scored some runs in between, got a couple of 50s. But the way he batted for me, the shots he hit, the way he batted, that gave me an inkling, a very, very strong indication that we're going to see the best of Virat now and onto the World Cup, which is awesome news.
We do hope so, and Joyda, I'll just ask you to go through Virat Kohli's mind because we heard what Virat Kohli had to say that for 30 days he didn't pick up a cricket bat. He was giving himself some time to come back. So for a player like him to say such a thing, he was faking his intensity.
Yeah.
How big a statement can that be from somebody like him? And then, of course, if we just keep aside India's journey throughout the Asia Cup, it was Virat Kohli. We finally, had that faith in him that, okay, Virat is here now, he will save Team India. How would you like to explain this entire journey for Virat?
You put it very nicely, save India. He's done that all his life. We depend on him. That one inning against Pakistan over here in the T20 World Cup just rings in my mind. Every day I think about it, match gone, big game, the buzz around, and he just sucked in all the pressure, took it all upon him and just bailed India out. And he just said that, this is what I do for a living, I'm in office, as simple as that. Yeah, so I still feel that it will not be that easy because, the bowlers know their weaknesses of Virat Kohli right now. But your question was if the fact that for 30 days he didn't touch a bat, which just goes to show that it was not all game related. When you play for as long as you do, and it's just you move from one to another. You're playing this series, you play the one day, you play the test match, then you play the T20, then you go play the IPL, then you play something else. So before you know, you've played a year and a half of non-stop cricket and your levels are dropping. You're not even realizing that, but your levels are dropping, intensity level is dropping. That's why he's saying he's faking it, because Virat Kohli has a stature, so he has to be there. But we've always seen Virat Kohli's genuineness in the ground, even when he gets a number 10 out, the passion that he has, sometimes they want his number 10 batsman, but that's what it means to him. You have to be a Virat Kohli to understand. And it's this passion and it's this mindset of his that has also made Virat Kohli. So his formation, the making of Virat Kohli, this is one of the most important ingredients in that. Without all this, that wouldn't have happened. So it's a package deal. You can't have, okay, want the Virat Kohli, want to be very soft and safe. That's not the cloth he's cut from. He's cut from different cloth compared to a Rohit, compared to a Kane, or the greats who've played before. So for him to come out and say that he was faking, it just goes to show so much going on. These are the premier athletes in the world, and if they are going through it, then it's something that needs to be addressed. 30 days without touching a bat is a huge statement. He says never done that in his life. He can't remember the last time he hadn't touched a bat. So I'm going back to when he was 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. Since then, it's never happened that 30 days he hadn't touched a bat. That's for any professional cricketer. Till I retired, I would touch a bat every day, at the most 2-3 days, and it'd be like, work for me. That's what we do for a living, or what I did for a living, what he does for a living. But for him to take off from that and really get his mind back in place, spend time with the people that matter, his inner core, his wife, his child, his mom, maybe his close buddies who he needs to be, who he wants to hear, because they tell him the right things. Often when you go outside, there are a lot of people telling you what you want to hear, but you also need people to tell you what you need to hear. Yeah? So that's what he did. And I have a feeling that is where the Virat Kohli car turned around.
Absolutely. And you put it so nicely, so the Asia Cup now over, the ultimate, everybody's gearing up for the ultimate tournament next month, the Australia World Cup, the T20 World Cup. So it's good to see that Virat Kohli has just in time, perhaps we can expect him, he's getting back in form. So, how had you been, let's talk, expect you to talk as a mentor to him. How would you have, encouraged him to, okay, Virat, from here on, you are back now, encourage yourself, this is how you have to perform in the upcoming T20 World Cup and prove yourself that yes, I'm back.
No, see, for somebody like Virat Kohli, after what he has done, he doesn't need any of this. It's coming from him. It's oozing out of his body. But in spite of all that, sometimes it doesn't happen. And when it doesn't happen, that's where the worry starts. You can never, say Virat Kohli, you can never doubt his lack of intent, you can never lack his doubt of intensity, his passion, he's wanting to do well, his hardest work in the training, even now, even through this lean period, he was in the gym every day, on days that the India team is off, coach says tomorrow off, I don't want to see you guys' faces. He was the only guy in the gym. That's what Virat Kohli is. He hasn't become one of the best in the world just by fluke. So there is something special about it. But even these people are human. Even these people are allowed a lean period. And the good thing is that I saw in that last inning, not just the runs he scored. For me, it's not the 100. It's the way he played. The shots he hit. I could just put it back to the old Virat Kohli.
Absolutely, and we do hope that in the World Cup also we get to see our Virat Kohli playing just the way he did. Unfortunately, it was an inconsequential match, but his innings defined that well. Perhaps he's finally back. Thank you so much, Jaiga, for your insights.
Pleasure.
We do hope Virat Kohli plays the way just he used to do, and that's all. Do not forget to tune into RevSportz. Thank you so much.